Welcome to a GCN training session. This one is an absolute banger and you're gonna absolutely love it. 40 minutes of hard efforts. We've got some VO2 max, so that's minute efforts. You're looking at perceived effort of 10, as hard as you can go. But the bulk of the session is all about cadence. So we're gonna sit in our sweet spot and then we're gonna change up our cadence. We're gonna be getting out the saddle. It's gonna be an interesting one. You're gonna absolutely love it. Stick in there all the way to the very end. Now to start off with, we've got a nice bit of a warm up. So we've got 3 minutes to get our legs going, and it's my opportunity to introduce you to some of our crew we've got here today. Up front, we've got Cammie and Maddie, and on the back, we've got Katie and Caer. Now all solid athletes, all incredibly good bike riders. So if you're worried about what position to be on the bike, how do we get out of the saddle, or even to look at their pedaler revolutions and style, maybe you should have a look at how they're doing it and you can copy or try and make a more fluid pedal action for yourself there. The indoor training is a good place to start to try and get more comfortable on the bike and get comfortable getting out and in the saddle. So something we're going to work on today, but for now, let's just get our blood going, yeah? It's all about warming us up, building that body temperature, getting our heart pumping all that blood around the body, and it's letting us think about what's to come. So on screen now we've got perceived effort of 5, and that is basically 5 being middle of the zone. So 1 being super easy, we like to say crystal cranking in the peloton, and then on 10, now that's in the red zone, that's full gas, balls to the wall. All right, is everyone feeling good today? Cammie, feeling good?
Feeling great, ready to go.
Yes, I like it. Right, 1 minute on the clock now before we're gonna up it. Now's our time to kind of build our intensity a little bit, build the cadence, or if you fancy it, chuck in some more resistance. Now you can do that by adding gear or doing it on your turbo trainer or on your stationary bike, whatever you're using at home. 35 seconds, I'm already out of breath, yeah. Right. I'm gonna think about engaging the big ring, the big dog, the dinner plate. And this is just trying to engage all those muscles. Let's warm ourselves up. The warmer, the better, and the more you're gonna get out of the session. Now, if you feel like you need a more or a longer warm up, best to pause the video, get nice and comfortable, get nice and sufficiently warmed up, and then hit that space bar, and you can join us back when we start sessions. But for now, we're gonna be thinking about increasing the intensity. So we've got 2 minutes. Try and look for around 80 RPM. I would even suggest going a little bit higher, just to make sure you're really sufficiently warmed up. Now, a thing to think about is fluids. When you're in the indoor trainer, you're in your garden shed, you're at home, you're gonna perspire a lot, you're gonna sweat. So make sure you replenish the fluids lost by drinking water or electrolytes. Is going to really add to your performance. They say that hydration or dehydration is a big killer to performance. So let's try caveat that by drinking as much as we can. Right, 1 minute to go. We're at perceived effort of 7. Now everyone's looking good. Everyone's looking composed. Beads of sweat have not started to drip off the foreheads of our guests. But if they don't worry, they'll be doing press-ups. And the only reason I say that is because we've got Cammie and Caer who are pretty used to doing press-ups. So we might have a little session at the end, seeing if us bike riders can do as many press-ups as some of the military personnel out there. I'm guessing not, but we'll try it. Right, 30 seconds, and then we're gonna build it to a minute, nice and hard. Perceived effort of 8, which is pretty solid up there, isn't it, Cammie? When we're looking at 8, what are you kind of feeling? How do you explain a perceived effort scale of 8?
I would say I'm roughly about halfway, up to 5. It's getting there, it's getting up, getting the blood going. Yeah.
That's it. Right, 3 seconds. As Maddie's trying to select a gear, slightly bigger. Okay, here we are now. HIIT, perceived effort of 8. So I'm gonna add more resistance. I'm gonna pop out the saddle. And I'm gonna dance on the saddle like Pantani back in the day, up the mountains. Look at that, the souplesse of it. Now all this is doing is warming up my muscles. We might seem to get some lactate flushing into the legs. Now this is only good. This means we're working hard. And once you're warmed up, that burn feeling and that burn sensation that you've got in your legs now will kind of subside and you can focus on the other aspects. So 10 seconds, let's draw it out now. Up, up, up. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's get back in the saddle and let's drop down the gears. Drop down the gears to a 4. And we've got 2 minutes at this. Cammie, hit me. What's your background in cycling?
So my background started off on a mountain bike. So I started off riding a mountain bike and decided I wanted to get into racing, but I couldn't afford a road bike, so I just raced on the mountain bike. And then I started beating guys on the road bikes, and I got given them a road bike. And from there, it just took off. I just started performing from there on.
And do you prefer road cycling to mountain biking, or do you still cross over?
I prefer road biking. It's pretty fun. There's a lot of excitement out there.
Yeah.
Road biking, yeah. Just being in the peloton and going shoulder to shoulder, it's good fun.
You can see he's got the winner's eye in there, and I bet you he wouldn't give me an inch if I came up the gutter. Straight in the gutter he'd put me, I reckon. So if you're out there racing, Cammie, watch out. Get on his wheel, try and hold it. And that's exactly what we're going to be doing today. Holding each other's wheel, sitting in the peloton all together, and making sure we're getting a good session out of it. Right, we've got 40 seconds, Cammie, before we're getting into the main bulk of our session. Now, it's not going to be intense in the regard of the intensity of the perceived exertion. So we're sitting at a perceived exertion of 7. So that's kind of your sweet spot. That's under threshold. And what we're going to do is we're going to really work on that cadence. And if you can, you're available and you're capable of getting out the saddle, we're going to try and get you out the saddle every now and again and really work on the cadence work, speed and strength work. And I'll tell you a bit more of that in a second. But for now, let's find the gear. As you can see, we've got 4 minutes on the clock. We're looking for a we're looking for a cadence of 80. Now that's lower than you think. Right, here we go. Now what you want to do is find 80 RPM, and you want to hold the resistance, hold the effort to 7 if you can. So when you're looking at heart rate, Cammie, like sweet spot, what kind of heart rate range would you be looking at? I know it differs, but give us a range.
I would say between 160 to 180.
Yeah, exactly.
I would say, yeah.
I would say exactly the same. So if you're using heart rate, 160 to 180 is around about the region you're looking at. If you haven't got a cadence sensor, then have a look at our riders and try and match their pedal speed. Now what we're doing here is working on engaging our muscles from our glutes all the way down to our calves. We're trying to keep a nice steady upper body core, and we're trying to exert all the effort into our legs. They're the pistons of our machine. So try and keep nice and sturdy, lock in the upper body, focus on keeping your shoulders nice and steady on the bike, and just pull up and get a nice Nice, like round. Imagine drawing a line with your pedals. Try and get a really nice, efficient, smooth pedal stroke. And if you can see from all our GCN members here, really nice, smooth, solid core position, and really nice, steady shoulders, meaning the effort is being all produced by the legs. You are now a machine churning out power. Exactly the way we like it. Boff. Right, 130. So that's, we're over halfway. So I hope you're keeping on that cadence. If you're going a bit above it, what you need is more resistance. Every muscle in your legs needs to be working. Remember, we're training, we're not racing here, so we don't need to save the energy. This is the time to use it. Right, got 50 seconds, and then we're gonna go into the high cadence work. So we're gonna change it dramatically and aim for 110 plus. Casey, you good? Kai?
Yeah.
Yes, team! Ah yeah! Ah yeah! Go on, Maddie. You love high cadence, I know you do.
I do.
15 seconds. And then we're gonna rack up, we're gonna go right up the block. And we're gonna rev out for a minute. Leg speed equals wins. And go! Now, if you're out there, if you're sitting, if you're looking at your cadence, 110 is what you want to hit. Now, try not to be bouncing on the saddle. You still want to be nice and composed. Shoulders not bouncing. Muscles still contributing. 30 seconds. Come on now. Really nice, Kai. And Cammie, really nice and solid position on the bike. I hope you're loving it out there. You've probably got sweat pouring off you. That is a sign of a good workout, sign of hard work, and it's a sign that you're actually putting some effort in. 3, 2, 1, back off now, but keep the intensity, but add gears. Now what I want you to do now is find 80 RPM and then pop out the saddle. Now we're into the realms of climbing. We're using different muscles. We're engaging our arms. We've got a little bit of a sway going on the shoulders. This is good. Now if you're not confident, getting out the saddle, out on the road, on the trainer is where you want to practice. 20 seconds. Hold the intensity. And then we're popping back in the saddle, but we're gonna keep the gear. All right, we're gonna keep the resistance. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, back in the saddle, but hold the gear. Yes, I didn't hear any changes. That's beautiful. Now that should feel heavy. That should feel like you're riding through treacle. That should feel like you're pushing the bike through sand. 40 seconds to hold this. Yes, Cammie, love that. Their face tells it all. The struggle is real. The muscle fibers are being broken down and they're gonna build stronger, more engaged, with more endurance. 20 seconds now. Whoa, come on. 10, and then we get outside in the same year. In 5, 3, 2, we've hit the zonklang. We're on the bottom slopes. A minute in, Movistar have just taken the front and we're holding the peloton. We're not giving up, we're staying in. We know we've got a minute in us. Breathing should be quite intense now. Talking should feel hard. Your lungs might be on fire. Your legs feel like you just dropped them in acid. Let me tell you, the more pain you suffer with on the bike, is more speed you're gonna have when you race it. 15 seconds. And then we're gonna drop one gear and hold it for the last minute. In 5, 3, 2, 1, drop one gear, one bit on the resistance, back in the saddle, find your rhythm. Sit on that 80 RPM. That is the golden ticket. That is your Willy Wonka. Kai, come on, brother. This is like you putting out fires with the squadron. 30 seconds. The last 10 seconds, we're gonna add 2 gears. I'm gonna pop out the saddle to keep with the likes of Theo Gegenhardt and all those pro racers in 3, 2, 1, 2 gears, 2 levers on your stationary bike. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you're done. Woo. Get back in the saddle. Keep the intensity though. Maybe bring it back on the intensity. 1 or 2 levels. And for this last 20 seconds, we're gonna rev out, drop all the way down in the gears. Find a nice easy resistance, rev out for 20 seconds. Up, up, up. All the way, 110, 110, hit it. And then we're back to sweet spot. Add 2 more gears. We're gonna build it up again. So, ride that, you can ride this. This is sweet spot, remember? Now we got quite overexcited, or I did. So let's bring it back in the room. Let's look at dropping that heart rate to 160. Remember the cadence you need to be sitting on. We got 1 minute 30 before we hit the Zog command again. Come on, team. Ah, yeah, bring it in. Focus now. Pain is temporary. What is the rest of the line, Cammie? Pain is temporary. The quitting lasts forever, buddy.
Yeah, really?
The quitting lasts forever.
Never done it, doesn't know.
I'm too much in pain.
You never quit, buddy. I
Never
can
quit.
see that, your personality, your demeanor. 50 seconds. And guess what, Katie Scott? The road goes up, we go up with it. What do I say? Ah yeah.
Ah, yeah.
There we go. Let's bring it in. Core team, here we are. You at home are in the core team. You're with us in spirit. You're fighting for every bit of road, imaginary road. 15 seconds. And guess what, Maddie?
What?
We're popping out that saddle, girl.
No.
Ah, yeah.
I like it.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's lead it from the front there, Cammie. Right, I want you to lead this. You've got 2 minutes. Let's give everyone at home some encouragement.
Let's go, let's go.
How would you bring on your troops? How would you keep everyone working out at a high intensity? What kind of words of wisdom will you instill in them?
Keep driving, never give up. Let's go.
Let's go. Cammie is an international cyclist himself, national level. Boy knows how to ride a bike. Right, back in the saddle in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In the saddle, 1 gear down. Or one bit of resistance on your lever or lever if you're in America. I think this is the last one before we do 4 minutes at a higher intensity. You guys are gonna hate me for it, but after that we've got a 5-minute recovery. What do we say? Pain is temporary, and the quitting, now that lasts forever. So fight for this every minute, every second. What do we want to do? We want to get fitter, we want to go faster, we want to go further, and we want to be more like Hank. Yeah. Skip that last bit. Right, 5, 4, 3, 2, eyes on the screen. Hello, 3 minutes at 9. We welcome the red, we welcome the pain, we welcome the intensity. Add another gear to the roster. Here we go. So I want to see 180 if you can reach it as a heart rate. I want to hear the pain in your legs. I want to see the pain faces wherever you are in the world, whatever shed, house, whatever pain cave you're in. I am sweating more than I was sweating in 30-degree heat in Nepal. Remember those fluids? Come on now. Breathe deep. Keep composure. Keep the fighting spirit. I can't believe it, but my wattage is up. And I think that's because I've got you lot with me. If I'm shouting for you to do it, you can best believe I'm gonna be doing it myself. 20 seconds, and then we're going in to a little bit of a race. 2 minutes till our recovery. Anyone can do 2 minutes. You, me, Gary the dog, it can do 2 minutes of effort. 58 seconds before we go into our sprint. Let's pop out the saddle. Let's engage another gear. If you can, willing and able, get out that saddle and start increasing the intensity. 40 seconds. What do we say, Katie Scott?
Ah, yeah.
Ah, yeah! Breathe through the pain. Maddie just dancing on the pedals like Contador back in 2012. Look at that. Looks behind, Lance Armstrong is no more. Oh my gosh. The explosion of power. 10 seconds before we're giving it another gear that lasts 400 meters. And another gear. Where are we on the block? Have we hit the 11 yet? Are we in the 10? Come on now. 50 seconds. 350 meters to go to the finish. Up, up, up. The peloton is really starting to increase the speed. The flags are flushing by. The crowd are clapping. Everyone is shouting. Come on now. This last 30 seconds is going to determine your career. Remco Evenepoel is on the wheel. 20 seconds to go. Another gear. Where is the 11? Fight for it. In 12. In 10. 150 meters. 80 meters to go. 500 meters. Oh my gosh. We have just crossed the finishing line. Boy's gone deep. Boy's gone real deep. Try and keep our pedals turning. All of our GCN compatriots, all of our GCN crew are still alive. First aid. You're good. Step back. I think we're all right. Let's bring that heart rate back down. Let's reduce the pedaling. Let's reduce the energy. We've got 4 minutes and 15 seconds. Really deep breaths. Try and get some really deep breaths in. Fill those lungs with rich oxygen. In through your nose and out through your mouth. Really slow it down now. Fill the entire diaphragm. What we want to do is feed those exhausted muscles with all those red blood cells to replenish the muscles to allow us to push on. Let's slow down our cardiovascular system, our respiratory system. We do that by the power of breath. I don't know if many of you out there do yoga, but it's incredible how powerful the breathing is. You can pretty much breathe through most pain. You can relax the muscles, relax your mind. So do this in this next 3 minutes before we start to engage our last few efforts. You've only got 3 minutes of hard work left. But for now, we say crystal cranking in the peloton, and that is if we imagine our cranks are crystal and we don't want to break them, let's put at least amount of energy into turning them. Let's be delicate, and let's just make sure we're turning the legs so we don't become stiff, our blood doesn't become stagnant. Cammie, how are you feeling, brother?
Hanging in there. Good effort.
You've got a beautiful smile on that face, buddy. Beautiful smile. Love that.
Smile through the pain.
Yes. Amen to that, brother. Pain, in my mind, is just a state of mind. You can overcome it, or you can, succeed to it. We want to actually overcome that pain barrier. The brain is just telling us to stop because it's protecting our body, but we want to push through that pain barrier. We want to break down our muscles. We want to put us through that so we can get better, we can become stronger, and ultimately we can become better riders and better athletes. 140. So let's get back to that nice deep breath. I remember when I was riding, back in the day we had a training camp. I was riding with Sky Rider and we were doing efforts up Sacalobra. And we were sitting on the front, pushing out a really high tempo, and my breathing was completely out of whack. I looked to my right, and our Sky Rider's there, just breathing nice and calmly. Deep breaths. The pain he was feeling was similar to mine, but yet he was so much more composed and lasted so much longer than I. So just let's tap into that. Let's try and take what the World Tour cyclists, what those World Tour athletes have taught us, breathing is absolutely key. 50 seconds now before we go into a minute of 10 effort. We're going to split that into 2 30 seconds. We're going to do a 30 seconds high cadence. We're going to do a 30 second out of saddle. Who's with me?
I'm with you.
Kai? Yeah. Ah, yeah. The team
yeah.
is there. The team is there. At the end, we're going to do a solid yeah. And it's going to ricochet through this room and into your homes, into your pain caves. And it's going to be like you're here with us. Connor is next door. And he's shouting. I can hear him now. 9 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's give 2 gears and let's raise the tempo. So you look at my cadence, really rev out. I'm sitting on a cadence of 120. If you can get near 110, I'm going to pat you on the back right now. Come on now, breathe it in. Come on now. Come on, Connor. Breathe us in. 30 seconds now. Out the saddle. Out the saddle. Come on now. Yes, buddy. Mr. Motivation is in the room.
Let's do it. Come on, people. Let's do this.
20 seconds. Come on. Up, up, up. All the way. Whenever you need a friend, you know Connor's going to be in there. Right, that's 1 down, 2 to go. 3-minute recovery. Everyone needs a giant as a friend. Cammie, do you do some cadence work when you're training?
Yeah, I try to stay anywhere between 90 to 110 when I'm training in the off season, just to get that cadence going, or just stay on the flats, just get to do cadence work. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's exactly what I did too. Cadence is really important. One, to help with active recovery, and 2, in my mind, and what Lance Armstrong, apart from other things, but he also brought to the sport, is a much higher cadence to what Jan Ulrich and all the oldies used to do. They used to be churning a big dinner plate gear. But now it's seen that we can put a lot of that pressure onto our respiratory system. And if we don't have to wear out the muscles as much as we do when we're pulling big gears, we're essentially lifting big weights. And when you're in a gym and you're doing big squats, you only can do a few before you have to take a rest. Whereas if you do like bigger sets of much smaller weights, you're able to breathe through it, you're able to last longer. And that's essentially what we're doing here on the bike. Is that kind of true, Cammie?
Yeah, that's very true. How do you say? Less weights, more reps, and it basically equals the same as you just doing one big set.
Yeah, there you go, exactly that. Right, so what we've got here is 2 more minute efforts. And then we're done for the day. And if you've managed to make it, I'd give you a big hug. Because that's how proud I am of everyone here, of everyone at home, sticking with it. These sessions can be brutally hard, but you know what? It's gonna be good for you. All right, remember, take on fluids. 20 seconds. Water is the nectar of the planet. Beautiful. Ten seconds. Right, 5, you're gonna split up again. Rev out for the first 30 seconds. Come on now. Engage the RPM. Rev out. Remember what I was saying about the breathing. Even though the intensity is tough, breathe through it. It's like when you're doing a punch into a punch bag. You don't stop the punch halfway, you follow it through. So when you're breathing, really push out the breath so you can engage a whole new, fresh set of oxygenated lungs. Now out the saddle, but you might need a bigger gear or more resistance. In 10, 9, and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, done. 1 minute recovery. Easy, get down on those gears. I can hear them changing throughout our GCNT. Do you know what, Maddie? One more! One more! Yeah. Woo! Right, just crank that music up if you're at home. Let the beats reverberate. Is that the word? Reverberate? Yeah? Around the room. Let the energy and the vibes take hold. This is what you're putting on the floor. This is what you've got. This is what you're showing yourself for. 10 seconds. I'm gonna get on the drops. I'm gonna get on the drops of my bike. I'm gonna engage the big ring. And I'm gonna get every ounce of power out of my body. 58 seconds now on the clock. The sprint has started. The gears have been engaged. And I'm gonna rinse this bike for what it's worth. Come on now. The last effort of the day. Make it count, and you at home. Every last second, every last sweat molecule from your forehead needs to be on the floor. 30 seconds. Come on, Cammie. You can give me better than that. Come on, buddy. Keep strong. 15 seconds. Oh, God. Oh, no.
Come on, everyone! To the line!
You've had those mad cycling fans on the roadside. It's no different here. Wow. You've all completed Hank's Pain Cave Training Session Edition. Caer, big well done. Katie Scott, big well done. Cammie, Maddie, and every single one of you have pushed every pedal rev at home. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for giving up your time. Thank you for giving the time to yourself to work out and to take yourself away from the stresses and the heaviness of the world we live in at the moment. We've got 1 minute to really focus on our breathing now. Now I would suggest you stay on the bike. You go to GCN Plus, you put on a documentary, you might even put on an adventure film and just kind of warm down. That was a hard session. That was a session if you made it all the way through. That rivals hard sessions. Or some of the hardest I've ever done, I would say. I mean, compared to breathe. Make sure if you like this session, if you want to see more of this kind of thing, or you just enjoyed the way we presented it, or anything, let us know in the comment section below. And don't forget, if this is a session you like doing, hit that thumbs up for us. It means we can make more ones like this, and we can tailor them for you. Ultimately, these are for you, we're here for you. 20 seconds to go from our warm down. But as I said, stretches and warm downs are imperative to keeping nice and flexible and ultimately not getting bogged down with stiff muscles. So from me, from our GCN crew, it's been a pleasure having you around. It's been a pleasure working out with you, and I'll see you in the next video. Hit that thumbs up button. Adios for now.